Hello and welcome to FlowScape with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. Well, today we're going to be doing a live style Let's Play with hopefully including some of the new features and functionality within the game as of the 28th of August 2019. What we're going to do is we're just going to clear the plants and work with whatever environment we've been given here. What we're going to do with this at all. Do I like the textures? They're okay. They're okay. I think sometimes it's always a good idea just to try and do something a little bit outside of your comfort zone. And I think this would be definitely outside of my comfort zone, this environment. Let's try and do something with it. What could we do? Something like a castle on the ridge, maybe? I think definitely we could do that. What we're going to have to do though, if we're going to do this as a castle, everything's going to be resized. This texture with the leaves in the rocks there, they are going to be oversized. If we're going to do trees, let me show you what I mean by resizing the trees. Let's find ourselves a conifer like that. I'm going to make the trees really small. And so if I just do a little tree there, if I'm doing trees this kind of size, those leaves are way too big. Plus, don't really work with conifers anyway. So I'm going to do is I'm going to delete those trees there, and let's change the secondary texture, shall we? So I'm not sure if that's the first texture or the secondary texture. Let's have a look. So let's go with no. I really don't like that. Definitely chosen the right texture though. That's what we were working with. Let's find one that works quite well with that first texture we've got there. That's not too bad. Don't like that. Is that just the same texture? I think that's just the same texture, isn't it? We might go with that without actually mixing textures. I think that might be the way to go there. That's not too bad, but I think we'll just go with this like that. I think we'll just go with the rock looking like that. Sorry for any creaking of the keyboards. I can't move the keyboard any further away from the mic and have you still be able to hear me talking to you. Right, so what could we do? I think, yes, a castle of some description up in this area here. Let's see what we got in the way of options. Now I know we have got we've got some new creatures. We go down into this into the dragons. We've got the dragon, and we've got have we got multiple dragons now? I think we got have we got an ent? We've got an ent. We've got orcs. Got oh yes. Oh, we've got some great new. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's me getting out of bed in the morning. And he's very friendly. Oh, so pretty. Yes, so we've got a few different styles of dragons and ents and stuff. Very, very nice. But anyway, we're not going to be working with those right now. Oh, if we can, is there any way of rotating elephants and stuff? There's not. I wouldn't have thought. Maybe I'm just getting ahead of myself. Stop that right now, Bonbon. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look for something dramatic for up on the skyline. Let's come down here and see what we've got. Let's come back into here. Right, so we've got. Why are you not rotating? You are rotating. Lovely. We're spindling now. Do I have anything here that I like? Oh, what's that? I'm not really building a castle completely from scratch. I want something that's just going to work really well on its own. Well, that's dramatic. Oh, now. Maybe something like that. Okay, remember that one. What's this? What is this one? I think the spin button is that one, isn't it? Yes, the shift button. Holding down shift and using the wheel rotates. That was all right. What's this? Okay, so that was the other. I think what we'll do is we'll do something with this one. It's a little too large, so I'm just going to resize it down a little bit. I remember Which key? There we go, found it. Oh, that's as small as it's gonna go. Okay, well, we'll have to use the procedural button instead. Now, where up here can we put it? I'm thinking we might need to flatten some terrain out a little bit. So what we'll do then is we move you down there for now, and then we'll go into the terrain tools. We'll do a little bit of sculpting. Just need to flatten out the land just a little bit for it to work, so it doesn't clip in too much. I reckon something like about there would be about right. Let's move you up and across and in and up again. And we'll do a little bit of a rotate on that as well. Right, let's see if we can get this to work into the environment. And we had the right tool chosen. And you're going in to there. That's not too bad. I think I can survive with that. We're not going to be coming in too close for this screenshot. I think we can survive with that. I'll pull back and we'll have a little look at how it looks up there from where I'm planning on taking them a screenshot, which would be probably all the way down here. Might want to rotate it. I don't want it facing head on. Let me see what happens if we rotate it. Which way around? Kind of like it. Oh, it is. Kind of like that, actually. But we do want to resize it if we can. So let's come up and have a little look. See, I don't want it being quite so large. So what we'll do is we'll bring... Oh, there you go. Bring that in. Bring that in. Bring that down a little bit. Right, how's that looking then? If we come down again. That's not too bad at all. Okay, so I'm happy with the position and the shape of that amongst the environment that we've got. Now, let's do some flow painting, shall we? Ooh, what and where and what. Okay, let's start off with some general foliage, some grasses. What should we do? These grasses, what? These are purple. I don't really know what the exact plants are yet. It's one of these, the more you play with them, I'm pretty sure we want these to be a bit larger, I think. Let's see, yeah, that's good. I think that colour works really well with the environment as well. So what we'll do is we'll just do a little bit of flow painting around the outside of this. Not too worried about the staircase, because that's going to be blind from where we're looking. Of course, if you want to play FlowScape and get your diorama to look great from every direction, then wow, just go ahead and do it, you know. But for me, I think just doing something like this to get that one perfect screenshot, that's definitely the way I want to play. Let's make a slightly bigger brush for this. Oopsie. Lovely. Such a lovely soundtrack with this game as well. Big fan. Big fan. Just want to not fall asleep while you're playing. Yes. Right, so we'll just do a few more grasses here as well, into the foreground. I'll bring this down again. Some foreground grasses here. Bring the flow up a bit. Lovely. Oh, it's just so nice. Anybody got a lawnmower? Look at that. Oh, that is so lush. Bring it into the areas that I feel that grass would be growing. And up again. And into these areas. I really see that this is going to be seen from the screenshot, but you never know. I might change the angle of the screenshot. That does happen, you know. You do work on one thing and then you suddenly find something that works a lot better, and you just switch to it, don't you? Right, so anyway, we've got some grasses on the go there then. That's definitely a good location. Right, if I remember rightly, is it page up saves the camera position? I think. Page down, yes. Right, brilliant, that's good. We can keep coming back to this position at the touch of one button now. Now, what can we do now? Let's do some of these kind of like vine type things, I think. Vine grasses. Yes, that's pretty cool. I think we can do some like that up this way and up there too. Oh, there's my elephant. Yes. We don't really want you. Oopsie. And that's pretty nice. So where were we? We were doing these vine grasses, not grasses but vines. That's pretty cool. Ivies and stuff. That's lovely. Such a natural flow to this game. I know I've said that before, and I'm going to say it again. I think we'll make them slightly smaller as we go back to give a better feeling of depth. So what I'm going to do, actually, if I do a couple there, those ones over there I've just done, I'm actually going to delete them. I'm going to make these a little bit on the smaller side to hopefully give a feeling of depth, that we're further away from our camera than we actually are. And then again, smaller still, much smaller actually. And then the ultimate and small right there in the distance. I'm going to come over there so I can see exactly what I'm doing. I'll make it a little bit larger actually. Right. So nice. This current backing track that we're listening to at the moment, kind of like they got that slightly Arabian feel to it, you know, the slightly haunting, I feel. Reminds me a little bit of you played the zombie game A Dying Light. Well, a little bit of the creepy chants that you get in the background while that is playing. That's like the vibe I get from this. Right, so this is looking pretty cool. Right, I think we'll have some of these purple grasses in here just to mix things up a little bit. Drop the flow down a bit. I don't want to have too many of them, so. Are we actually placing any here? I don't see any growing. I made them too small, didn't I? Maybe do an undo button twice there. Bring the size of the object up a little bit. I'll just do a test one here. Yeah, I think we need to make that a bit larger still. Yeah, that's lovely. That gives us a different shade of grass in amongst our grasses here. Like heathers going on. I quite like that. That's pretty nice, I think. And I think we'll have a little patch over here as well, if that's going to work there. Okay, not best happy with this patch here though. Did I really want to take out the other grasses as well? Possibly, actually. Yes, I like that rocky outcrop there. That works for me. Okay, so now let's have some trees. What trees to go with? I'm not sure that I actually want to have the big conifers going on. Maybe let's see what this fella looks like, shall we? Pop one of you in there. Oh, can we have them a bit smaller, please? Just so I can see what I'm working with first of all. How's that looking? Do I want that? Or maybe something like this? Oh, that might be the way to go actually. What's this fella? It's a mix of conifers going on there. These are these new jungle vines. Could be really good for something quite spooky. Even out of the jungle. Yeah, Jack and the Beanstalk there. I think we could definitely use that in a later build. What are these dead trees here? Yes, they are. Maybe use a couple in the foreground of those. What's this one? One thing I'd like the developers to put in is when you hover over the trees, for the tree to have a name, and then that'll make it easier to remember exactly what it is we are working with. I'm thinking definitely this particular tree there. Oh hello, we're back to the giant trees again. Let's bring it down a little bit. So I think we'll definitely use some of those, and maybe intersperse possibly with some of those. That's an interesting mix, isn't it? And then maybe flesh it out. Don't like. I'm saying don't like. Maybe it's just the size of it. Try a bigger one. Want something. Just add a bit more volume than these two will do. I think that might work. Right, so we're okay. I know what we're going to use now. Let's do some tree work, shall we? Bring it up. I'm thinking, well, from where we are going to be here, we're going to need some sort of tree line up there. Possibly some trees emerging from over here as well. So what we'll do is we'll bring this over here. So this little valley here, we're going to want some trees going on. I'm not sure what sort of size. We'll do something a bit larger. Oh, not that huge. Definitely not that huge. Let's move the size variation down a bit. Still much too much of a variation. Make this smaller. We will find some sort of perfect. And now let's make sure we're getting the right sort of height there. I suspect we are. Yep, I can deal with that quite nicely, I think. I'll pop another one over there, maybe one here as well. What's another one of my elephants? Yep, let's get rid of him. Bye-bye. And bring this back down again. How are we looking? That's not too bad. So yes, we'll have a cluster of trees over in this little area over here. I think we'll make it slightly larger. Oh, didn't want to delete. I was trying to paint trees. And then we'll just go down and play some single ones down. That's pretty cool. I can deal with that. Now, if we go up here and bring the camera in, and then behind here, we make this tree as a little bit smaller still. we can have a few trees up here of the same variety. But again, this will make them look like they are way out in the distance. It's all a sense of perspective, you know. All a sense of perspective even. Let's bring this right back again. Let's bring it to that. That's alright. I'm going to add a little bit more, obviously, definition and density. We'll bring these in just to add some feature trees into the area. So maybe one here. Oh, might need them to be a bit bigger. Adds a little bit of a feature, bit of interest, and maybe how about one here? Oh, not there. No, how about there? Right, let's have a look again where we are. The other one's not visible, and we want one in that sort of area over here somewhere. I would say about there. Yeah, I think we probably need a smallish one here. Don't want it growing too big. That might be about right, actually. So back down to here. Yeah, that's all right. That is fine. Let's put some up behind here. Again, though, we're going to make these a little bit smaller because perspective. Maybe a couple there as well. And then we were going with this one just to add hopefully a little bit of density. Let me check again. Do we need density? I think we might. Possibly behind the trees. Here. Oh, up again. Not going to be clipping into landscape too much. Make that a little bit larger. Is that too big? I think they are. I think they are. So we'll undo those. If we do another one, the other one has to be smaller. Down to the smalls again. And pop some up again. Now I do believe there is, while we're over here actually, a new function within the game which will enable us to do some sort of like lichen or something on the side of here. Now if we press, or first of all let's choose ourselves that, again I think this or that. Let's have a look at that one first of all. What's this look like? Pop it on the side of here first of all. I think that's a bit too bright for what I'm wanting. Yeah, we'll go with that one, the original one there. I think we press R, paint on, yes. And, oh, right, we'll try that again. Select that, press R, no. Haven't quite worked this out. It's my first foray at paint on. So we can paint on the roofs, but I was hoping to be able to do some painting actually. No, it's not what I wanted to achieve, not the look I was hoping for. I was hoping for some vines going up the side here, but we can't do it, that's fine. I'm sure that will come into the game later on. Let's go back and see where we are. Scene's coming together nicely, I think. Scene is coming together very nicely. Is there anything else that we can do? I think we need a little bit of possibly a rock or something here. A feature rock of some description. What have we got? Do we want... Oh, maybe a rock fall. Move the flow up again. This adds a little bit of interest into this little area here. We'll do a bit more there as well. Right, and we'll bring her back. Set her back down there again. Yeah, I think we need to definitely do some more work in this area. It can't just be there. Let's bring these down into this hollow. And 1 or 2 rocks at the bottom there as well. That looks a little bit better, doesn't it? I'll do some extra texture work here with the rocks too. How are we looking there? That's not too bad. That's nice. Very nice. We'll do 1 or 2 down at the bottom here. I think we'll do some across the top too. Just add that little bit of definition down this ridge. How about there? 1 or 2 at the top. Ah, lovely. So, right, I think we need to do some in this area. Definitely need to work on the rocks. We're far from finished with the rock. This area here definitely needs... Let's bring the flow right up so that we don't have to go over it too much. There we are. A few streaks down here. Areas where the grass wasn't growing because it was too rocky. Back to there. Yeah, now I want to put a little bit of foliage into this area here, but not anything big. So I'm reckoning, let's have a look at the bushes. Let's see what we've got to play with. I don't want anything too heavy though. I don't want anything too bright. To make that a bit larger to see what we're playing with here. It's a little bit too green. That's more of the colour tone I think we're looking for. So let's come up here. But we need to make this small because we're going into the perspective again. Up here, and we've got a nice covering of bushes around this area. And now we just need to do bringing this into, well, again, working with the perspective. That's as small as these bushes are going to go, isn't it? So don't want to overdo it, but I do want it to look like there's lush vegetation going on down here as well. Bring you back here. I'm not entirely sold on that hill, you know. I think would have been better off rocky. some of this vegetation is good, but definitely we need to stick with the rocks. Bring it back. Yeah, I don't mind that. There's a little bit of rock behind there as well. And we are really now getting towards something that I feel that I'm working with now. This is good. Definitely a fan. Okay, so that is pretty much I could do a bit more foliage up here though, more of our big trees. Now we've got the new copy function, something I specifically asked for from the creators. I said, could you include a copy? And they didn't reply to me, but they have actually added it into the game, so I'm suspecting that I wasn't the only person to be asking for it. But good to know that developers are actually responding to... Oh, hello, what are you doing over there? Look, I don't want... That tree there is anomalous. I don't know how you've ended up over there. That is bad placement, but we are going to remove you with the smallest brush. Oh, we've taken that a bit too much though, but never mind. We'll copy that. Alright, something like that, I think. Let's go back and have another look. Right, we don't really want those selected. How do we deselect those? Yes, I can see you're selected. Perhaps we go into a different... Doesn't seem to want to deselect. That's a little bit annoying in terms of... mind you, it's a new feature. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... I'll remove these and we can just basically place these trees manually instead. What do you think? Slightly larger. We got where were we? Too much of a flow even. That's a bit more like it. Excellent. Okay. So we're going to have something like this. Bring it a little bit closer to the ground. That's pretty solid. So we've got a really nice scene going. Some flowers in the forest. Shall we do some flowers? I think we can do some flowers. What colour's going to work really well? Maybe reds. It's a little bit small again. Let's bring this up again. I want you to be able to stick your head amongst. One there maybe. Just dotting a few around. Definitely thinking red was definitely the colour. Certainly, so the thing is, I could have gone something like yellow. Would have been, I think, too stark contrast. I don't really want that. Okay, so what we have then is this scene. What I want to do now is to add one of our new fantasy creatures. Apologise for the grumbling in the background. A truck has just turned up to deliver to one of the units next door, but never mind. Yes, so we've now got our... Yes, I don't really want you. You're very friendly. But what I want is that That unicorn. Hello, unicorn. Oh, it's all sparkly. Oh, how magical. Right, you can go there. Do we only want one? I'm not sure. Let's rotate you around. I'm not sure which way we're going to have you yet. I'm not exactly sure where we're going to have you yet. Somewhere maybe over... Oh, look at him. Oh, we're going to call you Ned. Hello, Ned. Yes. Ned, you can stay there. That's fine. That's fine. We like you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to change some of the skylines and things. Let's see what we can do with that. Because this isn't too bad. I don't mind that. It's a little bit generic, I think. That's quite bright. Was that giving us more hills in the background as well? I like that. Like the fact that we've... Oh, sky rotation. Yeah, we could have more hills in the background. That adds depth. Let's see what else we've got. That's pretty in terms of colours. That kind of almost nearly works and doesn't at the same time. That's all right. That kind of goes. I'm still feeling that first one though because of the extra hill. Again, that kind of nearly almost works but doesn't. That one's all right. Ooh dear. That's sweet. And then we've got all these dramatic skylines as well. And I'm just thinking we're going to go with that original first option. Just so we can get that extra hill just there. Thank you very much, Mr. Truck. That's very helpful. Thank you very much. You wouldn't believe I'm recording this at about 4 o'clock in the morning, would you? Always so peaceful around here. So yes, we've got that done. Now let's have a look at some of these settings because we can do better. The direction of the sun. We could bring in all right, and the heights. Somewhere we're going to get an interesting shadow. Also, somewhere maybe where we can get... Oh, what's going to happen if we stick the sun directly behind the... I'll call it a castle. Ooh, it's a castle. It's not really a castle. Intensity down a bit. Yeah, it's not going to work behind the castle. Bring you over here. Oh, hello. Now, somewhere around about there was really very pretty. It's very touchy. I don't want it there. I want it that previous right there. Maybe. Bring it down. Bring it up. Come on, find your spot. About there, maybe. Right, ambient light. Somewhere about there. Sky brightness. And we're going to want some fog, definitely. Ground fog. Let's see what we've got. That is quite... Don't want it too... Hello, way too much fog. Right, we'll give it a chance to dissipate, shall we? I can do that using the height button. That's quite nice. I'm kind of liking that. We need to push the amount up again, though. Let it build up, and then we'll have a look and see how it's going. In the field of view, I think it's going to be about there once we are once we're done. Exposure, I don't want it too overly exposed. I think the exposure's about right. We certainly don't want it too dark. We do kind of want to see this, but we're going to want it just fading a little bit. Saturation. Do we want to go really grey, or do we want to go popping? I'm thinking somewhere just below 50% would be quite nice. Vignette, always like a little bit of a vignette, even if it's just around the very edges. Don't want it being too striking. Just a little bit of darkness around the edges, which draws your eye into the middle of the picture. Bloom, let's see what we can do. Don't really want for a really spooky image. Actually, we might do that. That's not too bad. Don't mind that, actually. That's quite a spooky mist going on there because of the bloom. The aperture, let's see if we can trying to keep we need to keep that unicorn. Maybe actually the position of the unicorn needs to be back. I'm not entirely sold on this unicorn here, guys. Do you know, we are going to move the unicorn. I do want the unicorn, I just don't want it here. So let's move you. I want to move you back into the picture a little bit. I want the eye to be drawn into the picture, not have it literally, oh look, there's unicorns, I'm going to put you in the foreground. How about, we may need to resize him as well to keep him in perspective. I suspect he's going to be between us and the castle, which I don't really want. We do that. Or don't I want it? Nearly. It's nearly perfect, actually. I'm gonna move you though, Mr. Horse. And how about can barely see his horn though. Let's try rotating you to face like that. How are we looking? I'm still not entirely sold on him, you know. I really want him in this. I'm absolutely desperate for him to be a part of our, I think it has to be this kind of direction. Now, is he actually going to be, let me bring you, mess with your size a little bit. Make you a little bit smaller. Oh, now that's better, you see. He was just too large. All about the perspective again, I think, there. Okay, let me move the field of view up a little bit. So we have it's not too bad. Right. Do we want to add some more life into this picture now? I think we need to do that. So let's come in and we'll choose how about some, do we want birds? I don't think we want birds. The fireflies might be the way to go though. And how about like that? Are we nearly done? I think we could add more feature like mushrooms and things like that into maybe 1 or 2. Small though. We only want them to be small. Let me bring this over here. I can't even see that this is actually... Let's push the flow up. Try that one. Okay, bring it up. Make it bigger so we can see. Ah, there you go. It was just way too small. Way too small for the game to actually show them. Just 1 or 2 of these in this area here. And then maybe bring it up a little bit. And still not 1000% happy with the brightness of the image. Sky brightness can come down a fraction. No, I don't want too much though. Ambient light. Kind of like that. There is always the option, you see, of going with a snow scene. No, I'm not going to go snow scene today. I think that is not a bad effort for today's piece of work. So Ned the Unicorn, sunrise at Misty Castle. Wow, it's beautiful. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you thought of today's show. Would you be prepared to watch another one? I'm very inclined to play a lot more of this game. It's so relaxing, so enjoyable, and hopefully you can enjoy the series too. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now's a very good time to do so. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button. It gets me seen by more people, and that's we grow a little bit more every single day. Thanks for watching. I've been BonBonB, and you've been very, very welcome.